Hi. Sorry,
Um,
I couldn't take your call from yesterday.
yeah, I understood that you was busy with your work. I have seen your profile.
Yeah, I had a little emergency last minute. So
Oh,
how are you?
I'm good like you.
Thank you.
Firstly, I want to thank you for accepting my invitation and accepting to talk with me.
Oh, come on, you're welcome. Thank you for reaching out to me.
I have gone through your profile. You have studied fashion designing in Paris, in one of the biggest universities in the world, and you was in Paris for 8 years, and you have traveled for 57 countries.
Yeah.
That is not a small thing for any human being.
I've traveled to 57 countries because of my previous job, partly because I was a flight attendant for one of the Middle Eastern airlines. So it kind of gave me wings to fly over the countries and see the places and to know the cultures of different countries. So that gave me an opportunity and a start. And wherein traveling right now, I really love traveling. So it's just part of my life. And about Paris, like a couple of years ago, I felt like I should change my career path. So I quit my job and I went to Paris to study in the school called Esmod Paris. So frankly speaking, the journey was really torture because the school has such a prestigious remark so that they want us to, they really pressured us. But thankfully, I've learned a lot. So, so Paris was good. So Paris was 2 years. Before that, yeah, I was a flight attendant. Yeah.
So you came to India before 4 months, right?
Yeah, I came few months ago, yeah,
So
before
now
the
you're
COVID
working.
thing.
Okay.
Uh, Now I'm working as a stylist for as a stylist for an RGV movie. I've just signed a couple of them. Can't really reveal the projects right now, but soon, yeah. The pictures, my profile will show you whatever I'm gonna be uploading soon. So yeah, I started doing a movie right now, and I have a couple of them lined up for the next month. So yeah, let's see. This is a new journey. I never thought I'll be a stylist. At all. I know I'll be in fashion, but never thought I'll be into styling. But this kind of fun, and I got a right opportunity right now. So let's see.
So what is your work is about?
So celebrity styling is basically is a mixture of. It's not just costume designing. So costume designing is basically for the costumes you put in the movies or ads or something else. Anything which is related to entertainment. But celebrity styling is basically you style a person according to his or her body type and also according to the event they're going to attend, according to the movie or an event they're doing. Or so for now, right now, the movie I'm doing. So when I get the narration from the director, I will be coordinating with the actor, like what they are comfortable wearing and what I can do for myself. So I'll incorporate the style part and also make sure that it looks unique because there's no use of just repeating stuff. So styling is basically like how a character should look or how a person should be presenting himself, just giving some suggestions and just setting the whole mood for the outfit. So yeah.
So I'm sure you have seen different countries, cultures, and the way they be, the personality and their dressing styles and all. So
Yeah.
so what is the difference that you observed in people?
So the thing is, every country has a different culture and a different sense of styling. So we usually normalize with Western and Indian and Asian and stuff. But and then if you go in detail, every country has a unique style. Like if you take it, like in India, we are really diverse and we have saris and churidars and all that. That's our cultural stuff. But and then when you go to Europe, basically they like more of simple garments, like something basic, yet a little formal. But when you go to America, in there they have like they're very casual, so they don't really they just wear any hoodie and all, and they wear. And in Australia, it's more like real formal because they like to dress up, they like to present themselves. Uh, so it's different from each and every country, not even just the regions, but even every country has a different kind of dressing up. So culture plays a major role in people. But right now, because traveling and people have broadened their mindset so much, so they're open to try different clothes, and we have also access. So before, if we want to have an American brand in India, it's very difficult. But I'm surprised when I came back, I could actually find a lot of brands which are easily accessible in India. So fashion is now more accessible compared to before. So before, if I would want to have an American brand T-shirt, I would have somebody get it from me from there, or else I will I'll have to wait for some time to get a garment. But right now, the same collection is released on the same day in here or in the whole world. So yeah, that makes easy. So culture, a different culture, different dressing, but right now there's no limit for any culture or any dressing because anybody can dress anyway as long as they want to. Yeah.
Okay. So, what is fashion designing to you?
So fashion designing is basically what I've learned at Smart Paris. Uh, so for me, my style of sense is more decent. I would say, I mean, I don't know if decent is an appropriate word, but fashion for me is comfort. Like you being comfortable or you being okay with what you're wearing, because there are some uncomfortable clothes which you wear, but you want some people want to look pretty, they think they look pretty and whatever. So, but basically for me, fashion is more about comfort. So, whenever I design clothes, I make sure that the garment or the person who's wearing is completely comfortable in what they're wearing. Because when you're not comfortable, no matter how much couture or how much money you put in the garment, you just don't feel it. It's not you. So always when I keep in mind that when I'm designing something, that if I am wearing something I'm designing, that I am comfortable with what I'm wearing. So I keep that in mind. So I design for different couple of different set of people, like a different genre, like somebody who likes to have like a little. I'm a kind of a little tomboy stuff in sometimes. So I mix dresses with some little like funky accessories, I would say, like some shoes or some like different like accessories, like maybe some bracelets or just some kind of ties here and there, some fluorescent stuff. But and then I like having a decent dress where if I want to go for a coffee in the morning and I would be and if I have quickly has to catch up for dinner with somebody, I should be able to wear the same clothes and go, not like rushing back home and changing and all that. That's all a big drama. So for me, clothes are comfortable. So when I design, I keep it in mind. The same thing.
What kind of response you get for the design that you do?
So for now, whatever I've designed, I haven't made a label yet, which is under process. Soon I'll be launching something interesting in my design field. But for now, like whenever I design some clothes for somebody, obviously they're very happy with them because people know my style. So as a designer also, you sell what you sell is what you are, like people will know by looking at you that if you're capable or not, especially in this generation. I'm not talking about the previous generation is completely different. They're not us. So but and then right now the way you present yourself is what people will actually perceive. So when they see you, they already know that what to expect most of the time, not all the time, but yeah. So people are really happy. Like recently, I've done a project for a photo shoot, and I got a really, really good appreciation. And I was kind of, I'm not surprised because I knew my capabilities, but and then I'm new to this right now, the culture and everything around me because so yeah, I am from India, but it's been a while I lived here. So trust me, sometimes I get culture shocks, but I just don't respond. I really get culture shocks when I talk to people or some conversations, and I really don't get the message because I haven't been here for some time. So it's kind of funny when I say that to people. But and then yeah, I'm coping up because every that's what I said. When it comes to culture, it's different for every city. Like especially for us, we are so diverse. The culture in Hyderabad is completely different from the culture in Bangalore and Bombay and Delhi, and also the people, the way they vibe and everything is completely different. So I cannot expect people to understand. Like there are like people like where you gel with some people, where you find your kind of people, and I'm glad that I have people are like me around me are similar. They understand each other and we give space. So that's good. But and then yeah. So coming back to your point, uh, so my designs have been appreciated until now. So, but I have a lot of journey ahead, so can't really say what's gonna happen. But let's see. Hopefully, yeah.
I'm sure you might have seen people wearing different kind of dresses in different states of this country, and you was not in this country for 8 years. And what is the difference that you observed in different states, dressing styles, and in Paris, and now you're observing people here, the dressing style I'm talking about.
So, like when I left 8 years ago, India, like for me, it was a complete different place and a way people were dressed, especially myself. Like I don't dress up like the way I used to dress up 8 years ago. I am more like now I have more cultural knowledge and I know my body and I know how I want to show my body to like how I want to present myself basically. So even in terms of fashion in India has changed completely. Really, because 8 years ago, people weren't really I'm not talking about everybody when I say people. So people like most of the percentage people, they're not really comfortable showing their curves or like what they have, or they just don't want to like enlighten what they have because people were scared to like stand even straight because that's how I've been told, like talk about women, we are not allowed. Like there was a time where people used to say, don't stand straight, and I mean like don't wear tight denims and all that no, all that nonsense. But right now, if you talk about it, people really don't care. The young generation, they're open for the change. They're open for thanks to social media and a lot of reach and the movies we are getting and. People have started trying new things, which is a good part, because I love our culture and I love our dressing, everything. But and then it's always good to try new stuff. Why not? Like, we are all evolving. I mean, you need to keep your traditions and culture and whatever you like, you wear it, whether it's a sari, it's a chudidar, whatever. But and then this fashion is something it's open, like, it should be not limited to one or two garments. It's a lot. So, and end of the day, if you're comfortable wearing anything, you wear it, whether it's a sari or it's a denim or it's a skirt. So there's a lot of change, but also people have changed and people mindsets have been changed. So they're open to try new things. They're allowing the children to wear new things because that's more important. It's not just how you dress, especially when it comes to like the other parts of India is more open for dressing a little freely, I would say. Like, and then it also come from what cultural background you come from. Clothes are just a statement. Like, for me, clothes are what you want to wear. You should be able to wear it. End of the day, because it's the freedom. Like nobody around you should say that what you should be dressing like. They can always give an advice or a suggestion, but nobody should allowing you or limiting you to wear what you want to wear. So that's something I really strongly believe. And so yeah, but and then these days I've seen a lot of change when I came back, and I was really happy to come back. So I've been waiting to come to India for some time. So yeah, that's something nice that I came back at the right time. I feel, yeah.
So still you are seeing the restrictions. The people, the women are still not able to wear what they wanted here. In Paris or in other countries, you will be seeing no restrictions. Their parents or their boyfriends or their girlfriends, they will not tell you should wear this or you should not wear this. Compared to India, in other countries, they'll not restrict their neighbors or who are the people who are connected with them. But here, still, are you observing the same which you observed before 8 years?
So that I'm not sure because people around me are really different right now. So I haven't communicated with a lot of people here. But let me tell you one thing very clear. Restrictions are there in every country. Trust me. Like we just say that Indian parents are strict and Indian doesn't do that. It's not limited to this country, every culture, even whether it's in America, in Europe, Australia, everybody have restrictions. Trust me, everywhere there's kind of people want to pull you back, or people want to limit you, people want to have restrictions on you, keep restrictions on you. It's a human being's nature, I guess. So I'll tell you some examples, like not related to fashion, but something very in Europe, like if you're not, in some cultures, not the whole Europe I'm talking about, like in some cultures in Europe and all that, even they've been asked to get married soon, to find a man for themselves, or else in if you talk about Morocco and Argentina, they've been restricted a lot for the clothes. And I lived in Middle East for 6 years. When I'm traveling around the world, they have a lot of restrictions to wear even a sleeveless dress. So India is a very better place because we are diverse and people are changing. So I think India is in a much better place than what we think, because we don't give thanks to ourselves, but trust me, we are changing. But there are some parts of the world who are really behind, and I've seen those parts of the world, like how like you're not even allowed to wear a sleeveless dress, or like walk with a friend who's a man in some countries. So trust me, we are in a better place. So I don't feel that India is behind or anything as such when it comes to fashion. It's just that the cultures, people are like more like, the thing is, the people who know, who have who have been out a bit, who traveled a bit, who see the world in a different way. When you start accepting the world, you will start thinking in the similar way. Like, what's so wrong in a person wearing a denims? Like, end of the day, it's the same thing. So if somebody talks about a crop top, like our saris reveal the whole navel thing, whole midriff part area, so it's the same thing. It actually reveals more than what a denim or in a top reveals. So it's just the mindset, it's just how they think, actually a person who's wearing a sari can do more exposing than a person who's wearing a denim and a t-shirt. So people don't get that. So it's just that how we are tuned. But and then thankfully our generations have changed. The new generations are they think more logically, you can say, we don't just blindly follow unless we agree on it. So thanks to us, I guess.
So tell me about your working experience.
uh, in India, so right now it's very
Everywhere,
hectic. So
everywhere.
I'll start with now because I've just begun, so I can tell you fast. But right now it's really, really hectic because I haven't. I was in COVID times, and I was just resting and chilling. And basically 2 months or 3 months, I've rested well and spent my time with people I love and all that. But suddenly I got work, so the first last 2 weeks has been really hectic. I had no time for myself, and I had no time to even do or take calls or meet people I want to meet. And especially now we can't meet a lot of people there except our loved ones. But and then still, can't even do calls and all because it's new to me. Styling is new to me, and this cinema industry is new to me, and the kind of culture around in this industry is new to me. So for me, I'm trying to learn as much as I can because I want to be prepared. So this kind of new. So this is nice, but it's nice. Thankfully, I met some really amazing people, people who are willing to teach me and also give me space to learn, which is very important when you enter somewhere. So talking about Paris. So Paris, when I was studying in at SMOD, I was doing a theater costumes for opera and all, some of them, and also, and Paris was really hectic because I was doing too many things at once. Like I feel like I believe I'm a multitasker, but I'm really not. So I should be concentrating on one thing. But at Paris was really hectic. I had no time to sit peacefully for 1 hour in Paris. So I was that busy. So the problem is when I take up work, I just forget everything else in the world. So Paris was that. I studied and I worked part time as a costumer, and I obviously I love traveling, so I used to roam around, and whenever I get time, like couple of days, I used to just cross countries and all that, and I managed. The only time in Paris I took was for traveling. Surprisingly, in 2 years, I've traveled to more than 7, 8 countries when I was just studying and with that busy schedule, because only days off I took from my school was to travel. So I was very glad for that because that's very important for me. And going to talk about right now Qatar Airways, like when I worked for Qatar Airways for 6 years, that was a journey, I would say. That was a journey because when I entered in 2012 in that airline, I was a rookie. I had no idea what the world is. That was the first time I left India and went somewhere. I whatever I am, I guess that's what that's where it all began. I you know, it was a really different experience because I cannot thank God enough for that experience because everything I am right now, that's the start, that's where it all began. And you won't remember, you won't believe, like we had a training for 2 months, and where all of a sudden I meet like 20 nationalities, people from 20 nationalities in the same training room, and everybody has a different accent to start with, basically, like English is English, but and then accents are different, you won't be able to right now I have a hang of understanding different accents, so now I can. But then when those days, if an Australian speaks to me, it was like what, like, because it was their different and an American speaks to me, they speak differently, and European speaks differently. So, and also, like, and first time I met a lot of Asians and all that, so it was a cultural shock for me, frankly speaking. So when we used to have get-togethers on weekends and all with my colleagues, with my training team, so we used to talk and we used to cook each other's food and we used to meet, and that was where I started communicating with people. I was a very shy person, like shy in the sense, when I know a person, I talk. I can be as open as possible, but until I know, I'm very limited. Like, I don't just go to people and talk unless when it's needed for work. So that's how I am. So that was like I'm supposed to be talking to people, and flight attendant is like obviously it's a people's job. So the training we had an idea, but in the next 6 years when I was traveling, there are so many eye-opening moments in my life that that made me what I am today. Like why the way I think right now, the way I operate is come from there. Like I've seen different cultures. I've seen like millions of people in my flights, like with different mindset. I spoke to, I think, a lot of people in my life that like that conversations in the flights, because every month we used to do like 10 flights, yeah, 10 flights or something. And then in the flight, at least we'll have conversation with, take it roughly 10 or 15 and a proper 2 3 minutes conversation. It's a completely different way of how people think in different parts of the world, and everybody is right in their own way. So that opened up my head, that gave me space to think about that world is not limited, people are not limited, thoughts are not limited, cultures are not limited. It's different everywhere. So you just find your vibe and move on. So talking about that, so when I was traveling to different countries, it gave me an opportunity to see that what how they operate in different countries. Like if you talk about how Middle East operates, like how people in Middle East think, how people in Europe think, I mean, talk, or like how their culture is, how what do they do, like what do they eat. Like food is like really important for me. So in America it's different, in Australia it's different, in Asia it's completely different. So people perceive, so I got an opportunity to learn everything at once, so because today I'll be in America and tomorrow I'll be in Australia and some other day I'll be in Asia. Like in one week I'm traveling to this to like different regions of the world completely, and it's like a cultural shock. So it took me time. So first that 1 2 years, it was I was very rigid and I didn't wanted to open up myself because I was scared. I was scared of learning too much. I was limiting myself because of the culture I've grown up and the limits I had when I was young. So I was limiting myself. I was telling myself, oh, you should not be doing this. You should not be going out for dinner with strangers. I mean, they're my colleagues, but and then in my mindset, I used to say, okay, they're strangers. Okay, you just met them, but and then I'm working with them. So it was like that. So I used to restrict myself for the first 2 years, but later on, I met some really amazing people in life. I met some amazing friends. So it gave me a chance to learn things and to learn that it's okay, even if you talk to a stranger. It's okay if you meet somebody and if you talk to that person, go out, spend some time. So that's how my mind started opening up. So traveling, more than the job, traveling has opened me up. Like, talking to a lot of people, talking to a lot of cultured people and learning different things around the world. It made me what I am. So I'm very grateful. It was an amazing, amazing journey. I would advise people to travel or at least become flight attendants. It gives you free travel because it is a job or it is a something every human being must be doing. Because traveling opens your head space, and it gives you a lot of exposure for yourself. Traveling is not for anybody. Traveling is not to show off to people that what you have been to those countries. Traveling is more personal. It's very personal. It's for yourself. Yeah, when you travel, you open your headspace, and so I can talk about traveling all my life. So that's my love. That's one thing I can say that's my love. So yeah.
So can I say that you're the person who can communicate and connect with any person who is living on this planet?
Oh my God, that's too much to say, I guess. I thank you, but I really don't give that credit to me or that much. Yes, I can easily communicate with anybody. I agree on that because I get that a lot in my life, and I know also. But and then I will never say it overconfidently that I am this. I never make statements about myself because when you make statement about yourself, there's no room for mistakes. And I believe everybody should make mistakes for them to learn. So I don't like to be perfect. I like to be a little imperfect. So yeah, I can communicate with anybody. If given the chance, I can tell myself that I can probably live in on this planet anywhere. So any country I can survive. So that one thing I strongly believe in myself for, but I will never give that fully credit and all. I don't want to think about it too much.
So traveling and studying fashion designing, and also you studied human psychology.
Mm, I don't know. Human psychology is a big word to use because, listen, these all are the strong words which I don't really believe in.
No, no,
Psychology and
you
all
are.
are.
You are, because I had I mean I had conversation with human psychologists from different parts of the world. You know, they I know how they talk, how they communicate with people, how they ask questions, how they take answers. You know, even they do this, but indirectly you didn't study that particular subject, but by traveling you have studied it, and communication skills is very very important for any human being, and you did that. And yeah, I think the word you said, that millions of people you have connected and you have exchanged words with millions of people. That is not a small thing for any human being, right?
Okay, maybe millions is a little exaggerating, maybe, but I did talk to a lot of people. Now, when you're saying it, that like I feel like okay, that's too much. Okay, I did talk to a lot of people. I mean, I don't know if I should be saying this, but I kind of get a vibe when somebody talks or when somebody is around, the way they move around. I observe a lot without even realizing. I will even know very little details of how people move their eyes, even not looking at them. That's something not because I want to do it. It's just because when I was a flight attendant, so see, I flew on this big aircrafts like 380 and all, where it had like 500 people, and I was leading the airline. I mean, I was a supervisor, so for last few 1 year or something. So I was literally taking care of a lot of people, like hundreds of people on plane, and I was supervising. I was the in charge of the whole flight sometimes. So there you have to be vigilant. It's being a flight attendant means you have to be like ready as per safety, as for first aid, whatever happens in that tube with that 300 400 people, you should be able to take charge of it, and to lead the whole team and to make sure that everything goes well till you land and you go to another country or another destination. So it's my it's become my DNA, I guess. So I look at people in a different way. I start observing things without even me realizing it. I start picking up things very realizing. It also gave me OCD as well because I'm kind of have OCD. So because I think it has to be a little, I would say, well organized around me. Like, so there's so many things. So it because of my previous job, what I became, in especially learning about human beings and observing a lot of things around you without even realizing. So for me, any safety hazards around me, I will know it. So I, even if it doesn't not a, it's not gonna harm me, I will have it in my mind that it's gonna, like, it's better to be taken away. So that's how my mindset has become. So yeah, I don't know if it's good or bad.
So at last, tell me about the work experience with RGV Ram Gopal Verma.
Oh, it is something I never thought I would get it this faster, because it's my first independent project. So when I got the call, I was really happy because RGV sir is someone I always look upon to when it comes to Indian cinema, because he has done so many things, and he has given some really beautiful movies to us when I was younger. So I always wanted to meet him, even because I had never had plans to come to cinema industry. So I always wanted to meet him as a person, because I know he's a very intelligent person and a very straightforward person. So I always wanted to talk to him, just like a nice conversation with some intellectual man. So when I got the call, met him. It was a very brief meeting, and he said, "Okay, we'll do this project." And then we started working. Trust me, every day is so much to learn around him. So much to learn. Every word he speaks, he's very specific in what he wants. He's very clear in what he wants, and for the character, the way he wants to portray everything. So it makes my job easier, because for me, I'll get a clear understanding, and he will say how that's how he wants or not. And then you give option, and he listens, and he also allows you to work in your own space. He will not, he's not like those bosses who will just keep on going on your head. He gives space, and he communicates. So I am learning a lot from him. So I am so thankful that I get to work with him this early, because it's a huge opportunity for someone who is new to the industry at this early stage. I just came, and then I'm doing this, and I'm really glad and I'm really thankful for that. And that man is really intelligent. So I want to learn as much as I can when I'm working with him. So yeah, it's beautiful.
Do you know about his Ramoism series which he did in a YouTube channel?
Uh, I heard of them, but as I told you, I haven't lived here, so I hardly watch any Indian movies from the past 8 years, except some of them I did watch. I mean, I do watch Bollywood and Tollywood movies. First of all, I watch some Malayalam movies and Tamil movies as well. So for me, when I hear a movie is good, no matter what language it is, I just go and play. So for me, if I connect to it, and but I am not a YouTube person, frankly speaking. I feel like YouTube is an addiction, and you get addicted to it. So I try to stay away from YouTube and TV series. I try. So I heard of those series, what he did before, but not really. I haven't really watched them yet. Maybe I'll watch them now because I'm working with him.
Yeah, he did 40 episodes, 40 more than 40 episodes. And, a lot of people got connected and a lot of people inspired by seeing him. He's called as a psychologist without a degree. The people who worked with him, like J.D. Chakravarti and Puri Jagannath, and a lot of directors worked under him, and everybody says that he's expert in understanding people, human beings, and I'm one of the persons who learned a lot from him. I watched every video of his on YouTube, and I saw uh, his new working styles, and I got you, and I thought to talk with you, and I want to know the work experience. And thank you so much for giving your valuable time and sharing your experience, telling about your studies and your communication skills, about everything, whatever you learned from in your life. Thank you so much. Can I
Thank
put this
you.
video? Can I put this video on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, of course. You may, and thank you for reaching out to me. Because I it's nice to talk. Right now it's been a really hectic time, and it's really nice to talk right now. But yeah, learning from here, I'm actually learning a lot these days, and it's been a really beautiful journey until now. Let's see how it goes. And yeah, you may put this video. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.